What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Baker's DIY Lifestyle. So I am excited to say that it is finally time for me to get back out into the yard and throw some stuff down and really get the yard looking good for Memorial Day coming up, and hopefully we can get it away from this nasty yellow, almost dead color that it looks like right now. But we just got done spending a month in the hospital, so I have not been able to mow. It was overgrown. It did not look good. There was weeds everywhere, and I have not been able to take care of my yard the way that I normally would this year. But it is what it is, and I'm gonna go ahead and start working on it right now so that hopefully by the fall time, it'll be nice and green, and we'll be able to overseed it and get some of those big spots like out in the center fixed up and keep it looking really, really nice. So the product that I want to talk about today is something that I've never used before, and it's pretty new, and I've seen a lot of videos swirling around the internet about it, but we're going to be using Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action. So this stuff is pretty cool because it has Preemergent, it also has weed control and fertilizer, all within one single application. So this stuff is super cool because if you're a beginner or somebody that doesn't want to do a lot in their yard, that just want it to be green and kind of kill all the weeds and not really worry about it, that's an easy do-it-all product. But there's one major step that you have to follow in order to get this stuff to work as effectively as possible, and you have to throw it when your grass is wet. So any kind of granular weed control that you might use, whether it's just a plain weed and feed or any granular weed control product, you want that product to stick to the leaf surface and break down where the leaves pull in all of the chemicals and kill it all the way down to the root. If you just throw this stuff at any time throughout the year while it's sunny outside and you don't want to get your feet wet, you are not going to get all of the weed control that you possibly could out of the bag. And that is another reason why liquid weed control usually is the best option to go with. But again, since I'm kind of late, I know I've got weeds everywhere and I just want to get the yard back looking good, I'm going to go ahead and throw this stuff down and see how I like it. So one thing I just noticed about this product, since it's the first time I've used it, the Preal size on this stuff is extremely small. And I would stick my finger in it, but I don't have any gloves on. So I'm assuming the Preal size is so small so that it does stick to the weeds better, because that small, really light Preal, it won't fall down into the ground whenever you throw it. So that's pretty cool. I'm definitely going to have to play with the settings on it just to see how fast it comes out. But I'm going to leave my spreader setting pretty low. That way if I do need to go over the yard an extra time, it'll be perfectly okay, and I won't have to worry about missing any spots, and we'll get nice even coverage across the whole yard. So with that, we're going to go ahead and start throwing. So with the Preemergent application, since I did throw a little bit at the beginning of the year, I know I had really good coverage starting the year, but I do have a little gap where some crabgrass and stuff could have popped up, and I'm not super worried about it because it's not a lot. But the little bit of Preemergent that's going in right now will keep me good through the rest of the summer and into the fall time before we start our aeration and overseed and stuff like that. Another tip when you're using a product like this is you have to follow the bag rate on it. Since it does have the weed control and the Preemergent in it, you can't really deviate from what the bag rate is in order to change your nitrogen content. But luckily with Scott's, they put a ton of nitrogen in it. So these bags are a 2502, and I will put the analysis up on the screen and the math showing you how much nitrogen I'm going to be throwing down. But you can always check that out too, because at Lowe's, they have their own brand, a copy of this product, but it only has 15% nitrogen, and it's a little bit cheaper, but ultimately you have to decide how much nitrogen you want on your yard, what kind of products you want to throw down, and if it's the best thing for you. So these bags are both good for 12,000 square feet, which is a total of 24,000 square feet in the bags. My yard is 22,000, so we are going over just a smidge, but that little extra bit is not going to hurt the yard at all. Alright guys, so I got the front yard finished up with just a little bit of product left in the spreader. I did have to go over it 2 times with my spreader on a setting 14. So for the backyard, I am going to bump it up to a 16. And because the Preal Size is so small, that is going to be a huge difference. And hopefully I'll be able to get the backyard in just one pass. But it's working out just perfectly because I've got 9,000 square feet in the front, 13 in the back. So that little extra bit I have left over, I'll go ahead and put it on the backyard. We should be pretty close to having completely even coverage. But one thing that is killing me is I had COVID a couple weeks ago, and I don't know if this is part of still lingering from it, but I am dying. My little doctor here has told me to sit down multiple times and go to sleep because I look so tired, and I'm probably gonna have to follow his advice when I get done with this. But I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the backyard, and hopefully that'll be it. Alright guys, so that is all I have for this video. Hopefully in the next couple days I will see a little bit of green up, and then over the next couple weeks we will see a huge improvement in the yard. And if you watched my video talking about the chickweed and the henbit that was in the yard, now that it is 90 degrees outside, you can see that most of that stuff is completely gone. And you can see I've got some really bare spots right there. That is where the chickweed like completely took over, and now the sun has just completely smoked it off. So I would say overall, by the end of the year, the yard is going to be able to look really, really good. I'm gonna have some stuff that I'm gonna struggle with throughout the summer. The biggest thing is hoping that the Bermuda does not come back in and take over. But I'm really feeling confident that since I sprayed the yard twice last year and made sure I really got the Bermuda nice and dead, hopefully I won't have any come in. And if I do, it'll just be like around the fence or around the neighbors' yards where it might be creeping in, which is just kind of normal anyway. But of course, I will continue to update everybody on Instagram with pictures of the yard, kind of the progress it makes over the next few days as I mow the Kentucky bluegrass and get some more water down on it to make sure that it makes it through the heat of the summer, so I don't have even more work to do in the fall. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button. And with that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.